Hello, this is the lecture number 2 for the chapter trigonometry for the class 11th, and in the last lecture we have discussed about the angles in radian and angle in degrees, and we have done the conversion from radian major to degree major and from degree major to radian major, and we have discussed the trigonometric functions and the value, and we had find out the value of sine 90, cos 90, sine 180, cos 180, and so on. Now, in this lecture, we do the further of the trigonometry. Now, as the angle increases or decreases by integral multiple of 2 pi, then the value of the sine and cosine do not change. Why it does not change? Because as we had done in the previous lecture, suppose we take this point and we take the round of 360-degree angle, then it will again come to this point. That is, in the integral multiple of 2 pi, the value of sine and cosine or any other trigonometric value does not change. Suppose we have the angle of 60 degree. Now if we add 360-degree angle to this, it will again come to this point P. Suppose this angle x is 60 degree. So we can say that as the angle increases or decreases by the integral multiple of 2 pi, then the value of the sine and cosine function does not change. So we can say that if the sine for 2 and pi, that is the integral multiple of 2 pi for the any angle x, that the value of sine x will be there. The value, suppose we have taken 60 degree and we add 360-degree angle to it, it comes out to be 420 angle, and the 420 angle for the sine will be same for sine 60-degree angle, and where n belongs to any integer. So sine 2n pi plus x will be equal to sine x. Similarly, cos 2n pi x plus x is equal to cos x for any integer n, because for the complete angle of 360 again come to the same point. So therefore, if sine x is equal to 0, if x is equal to 0, first angle is 0. So it will be again 0 for pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and so on. If we take an angle as 0, so then it will be 0 for the coming angles of 0, plus minus pi, plus minus 2 pi, plus minus 3 pi, and so on. Similarly, the cos x will be 0 if it is a odd multiple of pi by 2 by using the same condition. So we can say that if sine x is equal to 0, we can derive a formula that x will be equal to integral multiple of pi, where n belongs to any integer, and cos x will be 0 if the angle will be equal to odd multiple of pi by 2, which is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, means odd multiple of pi by 2, where x belongs to any integer. So for the complete moving of the 360-degree angle, the value of the trigonometric function sine and cosine will remain the same. Now we'll do the sign of the trigonometric functions for the different angles and the different quadrants. Now this is known as the sign of the trigonometric function, which is very important. Now see it very carefully and have a good concentration on this. Now again, let us take any circle or unit circle of radius 1, and any point in the first quadrant be P, whose coordinate, any point P whose coordinates be AB. In the first quadrant, the x and y coordinate are both positive. At the same as usual, the point this will be 0, 1, this point will be minus 0, 1, this point will be 0, minus 1, and this point will be 1, 0, because on the x coordinate y will be 0, coordinate 0, and on the y axis x coordinate will be 0. Now let us take this angle be positive and this angle be minus x. Then the coordinate of AB and the fourth quadrant will comes out to be A minus B. In the fourth quadrant, the x coordinate is positive and the y coordinate is negative. So let us take these two angles in the first and the fourth quadrant. Now we know that sine x is equal to the y coordinate, which is equal to b, and cos x is equal to x coordinate, which is equal to a. Now let us take the angle in the fourth quadrant. So x for the cosine for minus x, that is in the fourth quadrant, and it will be equal to its x coordinate, which is equal to a, and the value of cos x is equal to a in the first quadrant. So we can say that cos minus x is equal to cos x, because we know that cos x is equal to a, which is equal to the x coordinate. Similarly, sine minus x, which is in the fourth quadrant, will be equal to its y coordinate, which will be minus b, and the value of b is sine x. We have done in the last lecture. So we have derived a new formula that cos minus x, which is in the fourth quadrant, is equal to cos x, and sine minus x is equal to minus sine x, and we have why it is minus sine x, because sine minus x will be equal to its y coordinate, which is equal to minus b, and we know that b is equal to sine x in the first quadrant. So sine minus x is equal to minus sine x. Since every point P, A, B or unit circle, the value of A is maximum 1 and minimum is minus 1. The maximum value of A is 1 and minimum value of A and B both is maximum 1 and minimum minus 1. So A is greater than equal to minus 1, less than equal to 1. So A is B also minus 1 and this. So what is the value of B? B is, as we have done earlier, B will be equal to the sine x and A is equal to cos x. So we can say that because A is greater than equal to minus 1 and B is less than equal to 1, so we can say that the value of cos x is maximum 1 and minimum minus 1. Similarly, as the value of B also, you see the coordinate of the points, the value of B is also maximum 1 and minimum minus 1. So B, we know it is equal to sine x. The value of sine x is also maximum 1 and minimum minus 1. So what we have concluded in this, that in the fourth quadrant, the value of cos is positive and the value of sine is negative. And you know that in the fourth quadrant, the x coordinate is positive and the y coordinate is negative. Similarly, if you take any point in the second or third quadrant, we can easily find the value of sine, cosine or any other trigonometric function. So we can conclude that in the first quadrant, that is from 0 to 180 degree, except 0 and 90, because these are on the axis, A will be positive, so B is negative. Any point in the first quadrant, A positive, B positive. Second quadrant, for the angle x greater than 90, less than 180 degree, you know that in the second quadrant, the x coordinate is, that is A is negative and B is positive. In the third quadrant, which is angle from 180 to 270, A is positive and B is negative. And in the fourth quadrant, that is from more than 270 and less than 360, A is positive and B is negative. So from this we can conclude that sin x is positive in the first and second quadrant, cos x is positive in the first and the fourth quadrant, tan x is positive in the third and positive in the third and the first quadrant. And similarly we can find for any other trigonometric ratio depending upon the point in which quadrant it lie. And as we have done, that cos x is equal to the y coordinate and sin x is equal to the cos x is equal to x coordinate and sin x is equal to y coordinate. Then depending upon in which quadrant it lie, and which we know that in which quadrant which coordinate x or y is positive or negative, we can find in which quadrant the particular trigonometric ratio is positive or negative. Now we can easily draw the graph of the sin x and cos x for any infinite number of angle. Let us take the sin x, let us divide x and y x, because the maximum value of sin x and cos x is 1 and minimum is minus 1. Now divide on x axis, take the angle from 0, 90, 180, 270, 360 and so on the positive direction of the x-axis. Similarly, if we take to the negative direction of the x-axis, minus pi by 2, minus pi, minus 3 pi by 2 and so on. Now if we draw the graph of sin x, the value of sin x is for 0 is 0, for 90 it is 1, for 180 is we have done earlier. It is 0, it is 3 pi by 2, it is -1, and 2 pi is equal to 0. And if you join this, we will get the graph shape of the graph like this. Similarly, in the negative direction of the x-axis, for 0 it is 0, for -90 it is -1, for -1 it is 0, for -3 pi by 2 is equal to +1, and for -2 pi is equal to 0. And if we join these points, we are getting this graph. Similarly, for the cos x, again you take down x-axis the angle from 0 to 360 on the right hand side. The angle can be infinite. And from the left hand side, from 0 to -2 pi. For 0 the sine cos x is 1, for 90 it is -0, for 180 it is -1, sorry, and for 270 it is equal to 0, and 2 pi it is equal to 1. Similarly, in the left hand side, for -90 it is 0, for pi it is equal to -1, for -3 pi by 2 is equal to 0, for -2 pi is equal to 1. If you join these points, and you can take another some angle for more points or more solution, you'll get the shape of this graph, that is cos x. We'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you.